The tomb of the unknown soldier is our only national shrine, which is guarded by a constant military vigil, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. In 1941, on the eve of World War II, Sergeant Kinder was stationed at Clark Field, an American base on Luzon Island in the Philippines. The island was still beautiful then, and the soldiers enjoyed what would be their last months of carefree camaraderie. After their surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese moved quickly to capture the Philippine Islands. What resulted was the largest surrender in American military history. On April 9, 1942, a starving and overrun U.S. Army was ordered to lay down its arms. As Sergeant Kinder and his men were on their way to surrender, 3 Japanese planes strafed the road and bombed them. Realizing that this would not be a humane or conventional surrender, Wally Kinder got permission from his commanding officer to lead his men into the hills of Bataan to become guerrilla fighters. Because of Wally Kinder's quick decision not to surrender, the group of 7 soldiers avoided what history has aptly called the Bataan Death March. As many as 10,000 Americans and Filipinos died on the torturous march to Japanese prison camps. Miraculously, Kinder's group went undetected by the Japanese, who were at times just several yards away. But on Friday, April 17th at dusk, they had to cross a road that was heavily patrolled by an enemy convoy. This was the guerrillas' only route out of Bataan and away from the Japanese. Kinder, another soldier, and a Filipino boy made it across the road only to become separated from the others in a moment of terrifying confusion.
Each one of the first 3 signaled that everything was okay, and then the Filipino boy went across. And as soon as he got across, he went like that. And so Bill just took that as something wrong over there. You know, let's hold it.
After their separation, Millard Heilman never saw Wally Kinder again. Heilman survived for 14 months before he was taken prisoner by the Japanese. No one will ever know what happened to Sergeant Kinder over the subsequent 18 months until October 18th, 1943. On that day, a small Filipino village bore witness to his brutal murder. Although there were eyewitnesses to Wally Kinder's execution, Army officials were never able to identify any of the bodies they recovered as his remains.